So I'm gonna try not to waste too much time because leg day usually takes a lot of time, especially when you got squat for 4+ reps. But today is my favorite day. It requires the most work. So anybody that knows squat knows that it's gonna take the most out of you. People say deadlift is the most taxing, which I don't necessarily disagree with. But in regards to what it requires mentally and physically, I feel like squats require the most of you. And I know everybody can't do squats. So if you are following along with this workout and doing what I'm doing, you can substitute squats, I guess, out for a leg press. I don't think leg press has the same effect, but to each his own. Everybody doesn't love squats the way I do, and it's a love-hate relationship, so it's a little toxic, but we gonna get it done. We starting off with hang clean, so getting that explosive movement in. I think next block I may change it to power cleans, just so that I can get used to exploding from a lower point. But we're gonna get this work in. Starting off with hang clean, then we get in the squat. Superset with depth drop box jumps. Followed up by Bulgarian split squats, and throw some back in there since we just did that other day as well. I'm excited. I don't think I'm gonna put 405 on there today. I think I'm gonna calm myself down, be patient with the growth that's coming. And for my 4x4, I think I'm gonna do 385. Now 385 feels light. I'll bump it up, but I don't expect that it will be, just because 405 ain't no weight to play with. Feels 3x3, I do it. And I have done it for the last 2 blocks. But with 4x4, you kind of start compromising, or I kind of start compromising a little bit when it comes to depth. And I don't want depth to be an issue, so we're gonna knock these 4 sets out here, keeping the weight light so that I can continue to be explosive. And then we're gonna get to the heavyweight around there in the other room. So stay tuned and follow along with this workout. If you like it, duplicate it. Just recycle, reuse, reduce, reuse, recycle. The 3 R's they teach you in school. But and if you have any questions, make sure to enter it into the comment section down below. So just follow along.